These days, in order to have any chance whatsoever of getting your Google business profile into that three pack of Google, one of the things that you must do these days is build out service pages for the website connected to that listing. However, coming up with the content and ideas of how to create all of this service pages and the service page content can be an absolute nightmare. So, in this video, I'm going to share with you guys a template and a model that I follow over and over and over again to build out as many service pages as required or needed to push a business profile into that three pack of Google. What up there, guys? This is here once again with Get Busy LLC, helping local businesses, contractors, home services to understand the internet, SEO, and getting their business into that three pack of Google. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys how I create content for service pages of a business. It doesn't matter what the business is. It could be a contractor or a home service provider or any type of business like that. And I'll show you guys how I structure it out, how I map out everything, and then eventually how I start to create all the content on each individual page in order to start building up what they call topical authority in the eyes of Google. Google basically wanting to know if you know your stuff when it comes to the service you provide in that local market you provide that service in. And that's a huge, huge indicator and a factor in pushing the Google business profile into that three pack of Google. So without wasting any more time, let me show you exactly what I do to build out service pages and the content for each one. Okay, so the very first thing I try to figure out is how many pages this business is going to need in order to outrank everybody else in that Google three pack of the business profiles there. However, sometimes when you just get started with whatever you can, right? So this is where I just basically tell people this is your absolute basic where you should start when building out your website and start building out service pages. That'll help push the business profile to the top. So let's say your main category is right here. This is your main category, your main service under the eyes of Google, and then you start building out service pages. Now, the way you should build out the pages has everything to do with the categories that you've selected on the Google business profile. So let's say that you are a roofing contractor. A roofing contractor is probably your main category, and there's other categories for roofing like gutter installations, gutter repairs, just certain categories that you select. Those should be your service pages. And then, of course, you can have service pages, which is typical things that are not in the eyes of Google's categories, stuff like roofing repair, roofing replacement. And that's where you start building out pages for that over here. So these pages will be related to the main category over here. And then you're going to have some pages that connect from your home page over here that are related to your secondary categories. So that's it. That's all you have to think about to get started. So a quick example of this is, like I tell people all the time, I do a lot of paving company ones. So the main category for a paving contractor is usually paving contractor. And then secondary categories are asphalt contractor, concrete contractor, road construction company. Those three categories. And then as services, and these are considered service pages, but they're also in the eyes of Google, the way Google sees it. Google sees that you're branching out and creating pages for the categories that you've selected. But under the paving contractor, I'll do something like parking lot paving, driveway installations, paving repairs. Those are all related to those to the main category here of paving contractor. I hope that makes sense. All industries have some kind of system like this, some kind of like outline that you can figure out when you go and select the categories you've selected in your business. Some businesses only have one category. That's all you need in your small market. So you don't really need to worry about any of this. Just build out service pages. So now that I know which service pages I need, how do I go about writing the content for each service page? Let me show you guys my outline. Now, if you guys want to check out this template, there's a link in the description below. I have my complete WordPress website template that I use on every website that I built with service pages and all that good stuff. And it's already pre-structured to follow all the rules of SEO, like the H1 title tag, the H2s, the H3s, how to make sure you have enough content so Google knows what this entire page is going to be about. So it makes it nice and easy. So basically what I do is I try to simplify it as easy as possible, because with a website, what you're supposed to be doing is just kind of guiding your potential customer through the sales process. You got to tell them exactly what this page is going to be about, what's in it for them, remind them of why they were on this page to begin with. Why did they jump online and look for this particular service? Tell them how you do business and why you are the answer to their problems. Start telling them the services under that category that you provide. Tell them what they can expect when they reach out to that particular business right here, right? And then at the end, you just create the final call to action. That's what I do on every single page. And it makes it nice and easy, nice and effortless to build out these pages. So this is why I say I started with the title tag. You can see on here that I put service or secondary category number 1 in the particular area. And then this line right here basically reminds the person that they're at the right place. This is the right page they're looking for. In this next section, I kind of poke them and remind them, why were you online in the first place? Why were you looking for this particular service? So I asked them some, 7, 8 questions to remind them of the problem that they were having, which quickly leads to them understanding that this page, this website is the solution to their problem. And then here I tell them how we conduct business, how we do things, and why we are the answer to their problem. We are the solution. We are the solution. We are the solution. And I use ChatGPT to help me write all of this content. And then I have a section here where I'm starting to introduce the customer to all the services that we provide in this page. For example, let's say this page was for concrete contractor services, right? I start to introduce the customer. I know you went online looking for a concrete contractor in your location. Let me show you some of the services we provide under concrete contractor. Concrete driveways, concrete slabs, concrete driveway extensions, concrete repairs, concrete cutting, whatever it might be. I start introducing them in this next section here, where I go into individual subcategories under concrete contractor. You see what I mean? It gives me plenty of ways to create a lot of content, which is what Google's looking for when it crawls a page. And then I tell and guide the customer and tell them, look, this is what you can expect when you reach out to our services. Our process is simple. Here's what you can expect. Here's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. The customer wants to know what they're going to expect when they reach out to this business. And then, of course, there's the email form on here that I like to put on here. And I do like to put it at the top, but it totally depends on the customer, how the contractor or home service that's hired me to build out their website, how they want it to look. But usually I put the email form at the top and an email form at the bottom. And then finally, a final call to action. It makes it really, really easy for somebody to just scroll through on a computer screen, on a desktop, laptop, or on their phone. They just scroll, just guides them through the entire process. Makes it easy to write content. So let me share with you guys just one example of how I started to build out pages for an industry I have no idea about. I know nothing about this industry, but following my process, my content writing template for service pages, it makes it remarkably easy to start figuring out how to write the content and do it fairly quickly. So this is a mobile RV repair service, right? Like I said, I don't know shit about RV repair services, but if you scroll down here, I started to build out service pages under the main category of RV repair, which is this mobile RV repair. So let me show you an example of one I did for like air conditioning repair of RVs, right? So here's the H1 title tag, reliable RV AC repair in Albuquerque. You landed on the right page. This is exactly what this page is going to be about. Are you looking for RV technician who can repair your AC the right way and at your site? Remind them of what problems are they having with their AC right here. This guy is the solution to that problem. Let me show you why. Service that puts you first, stress-free AC repairs. We show up when we promise. Check out some of the main things that we fix with RV AC repairs here in this area. We make repairs for units that won't turn on, that are not cooling properly, blowing warm air or lukewarm air, freezing up, water pump issues, backflow problems, short cycling, all this stuff, right? And here's what you can expect when you reach out to this business, right? Getting your AC repaired in your RV is a piece of cake. It's just simple 4 steps. Reach out and explain the problem, schedule a convenient time to go fix it. We go and fix it. Once we fix it, we show you what we fixed. We give you a 90-day warranty. You want to reach out to us in an email form. I haven't even finished this up yet here. And then here's a final call to action for the AC repairs. And there you go. That makes it super easy to build out a page like this. Not only that, it opens up the door to build out even more pages under the category of AC repair if needed. So for example, if this business has a lot of competitions in their location, some of the competitors have like 50 pages, well, then now you have an opportunity to start building out subcategories under AC repair. So now you can branch out and start building out pages for why your unit's not turning on. I could build out a page describing that links out from this page to that other page. Why it's freezing up, blowing warm or lukewarm air. Let's take a look at another one. Roof repairs in Albuquerque for your RV, right? And you go in here, resealing joints and fixtures, patching holes and tears, repairing large scale damage, reapplying sealant. See, I could build out a page that branches off from this service page. So it gives me opportunity to build out additional 4 pages and additional 5 pages. So eventually I could build out a website that has got, 50 pages if needed to outrank the competitors in the Google Map 3-pack. So that's it. That's how I build out service pages for a website. And using my formula, I could come up with, 20, 30 pages if needed. I even have a template for subcategory pages. So for example, I was showing you guys the, like say, AC repair for an RV. Let's say they need a particular repair for that AC repair for the RV. I got another page template that'll branch off from that main page into that next page just to build up even more topical authority, topical relevance, knowing your stuff when it comes to your service and your location. All the interlinking is done correctly. And that's all you really need to do. Is it tedious, boring work? Hell yes. It's absolutely tedious, boring, and just irritating to do sometimes, but it's just, well, like I tell people, it's just a necessary evil that you need to do to build out these websites and really build up the topical relevance of your service and the location you provide that service in. Now, what I tell business owners, contractors, anybody who wants to do this SEO stuff, that's basically all SEO is. It's just building out pages and pages and pages over time, where Google starts to see, damn, this guy really knows his stuff in his industry. And this is why I basically made a video last week where it shows you right here. All you have to do as a business owner is, schedule it out, build out 5 pages one month, point some links to those pages. The next month, build up 5 more pages again, point some links to those pages in the next month and the next month until you get to that Google Business 3-pack and you beat out your competition. Of course, you got to be a good business. You got to get good reviews. You got to, put pictures on your Google Business profile. You basically just got to kick ass. But the more pages you have on your website, the more topical authority, topical relevance you're going to have. Is going to help push that business profile into the 3-pack of Google. So if you guys want to learn how to do any of this stuff, I have training with my template. I show you how to write all of the content, upload this entire template, start building out pages, at your own pace, at your own time. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to have somebody else do this for you. But if you're a busy business owner and you got time for this crap, I also provide the service where I could do it for you. I build all these pages for you, structure it out perfectly. We outline all the pages that you possibly could need and all that good stuff to get your business into that 3-pack of Google. So that's all I wanted to share with you guys today. And I'll provide a link to that monthly SEO, how you should be doing that. You can probably put it right here. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Until next time.